Welcome to LFN News, a production of LFN Media, bringing you the latest in celebrity news, with specific analysis to keep you in the know of what is going on around you. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of our upcoming videos. We also encourage you to share your comments in the comments section below and let us know what you think about the issue under discussion and any other issue you may want us to discuss in the future. R. Kelly, who is currently detained at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Chicago, having been charged and sentenced to 30 years in prison, after allegedly being found guilty in New York in September 2021, has already informed the federal court of his intention to appeal the verdict. It is only natural for people to assume that once one is found guilty in the courts of law and effectively sentenced to a term in jail, then it's cast in stone and the accused's future is completely doomed. Indeed, such news is hard to take in, especially for people closest to the accused but also to the fans and supporters that look up to them, if that person so happens to be an influential person like R. Kelly. In reality though, not all hope is lost when one is pronounced guilty and sentenced. Like all individuals, the jury can be wrong, and it has often been the case, especially in cases that are merely circumstantial and are fully relying on testimonies and witness accounts rather than real tangible evidence, such as in R. Kelly's case. In fact, although R. Kelly's accusers are now celebrating and rejoicing over his recent conviction, their joys are yet to be cut short. Jessica Bonjean, the attorney representing Kelly in his appeal, has a long history of success in such controversial cases, with the latest being the successful overturn of the infamous Bill Cosby sentencing, that saw Bill walk out of prison, just under a year after Bonjean took on his case. Jennifer Bonjean is not your everyday attorney. She has a record of identifying loopholes in cases of far-reaching prosecutors and using them to argue her cases. In the case of R. Kelly, she was quick to notice that prosecution was at fault, assuming that R. Kelly was running an enterprise, with no evidence whatsoever. It is on the same assumption that prosecution went ahead to argue their racketeering charge against R. Kelly. This deeply compromises the whole sentence, as racketeering takes on the biggest share of the full charge against him. Simply put, should Bonjean successfully scrap off the racketeering charges against Kelly, which is very likely, then the entire conviction against him won't hold. Those who were quick to judge after the initial sentencing will eventually be forced to swallow their own words when the R&B king finally walks out a free man. It's not new that once someone is seemingly in trouble, very few of their own closest friends will be keen to offer their support, even the very least. R. Kelly's case was no different. As soon as the Mute R. Kelly campaign was launched, many of R. Kelly's partners and collaborators distanced themselves from the ignition hitmaker. Some of the prominent artists he had produced music with, including Jay-Z, Usher, Lady Gaga, Chance the Rapper and many others, but all these were quick to distance themselves from R. Kelly. Mariah Carey even went to the extreme of recalling their I Am Your Angel collaboration single off streaming platforms. How selfish. There is a common saying that, "He who laughs last, laughs the best," that was not wrongly told. Very often, accusers will be early to celebrate their early wins with no consideration that the tables may turn outside their favor. Now, typical appeals take between 1 to 2 years, although some may take as short as 6 months and others even stretch beyond the 2 years. But what makes R. Kelly's appeal unique is the lady leading his legal team, Jennifer Bonjean. At one point during R. Kelly's New York trial, Bonjean made a request that sentencing for the same be halted until his other 2 pending cases are tried. Now, although this request was rejected by the court, it gives us good insight into Bonjean's approach to legal fights. Bonjean is the kind that takes her good time to understand the case extensively before making any move. In fact, even her decision to join R. Kelly's legal team was based on the facts of the case. It is no wonder that her pre-sentencing submission was more thorough than most analysts expected. This was equally submitted as late as possible and under seal, giving prosecution no chance at countering in good time. This simply confirms that, by the mere fact that she has made a formal expression of interest to appeal, then she has already done her homework fully, and this could very easily be a less than 6 months appeal, that could resultantly see R. Kelly home early 2023. The same optimism is equally shared across R. Kelly's fan camp, with some even believing R. Kelly will be home for Christmas. Jeremy says, R. Kelly's release will make his accusers regret why they chose to overreach in their bid to have R. Kelly unjustly spend a lot of time in jail. The only crime R. Kelly is guilty of is being overtrusting of people. Even the financial issues he is currently going through are a result of overtrusting, and I certainly hope R. Kelly will be ready to change when he is freed. It is unfair to disregard all the good R. Kelly has done for this world and judge him based on coordinated stories by individuals that were merely personally disappointed with their own failures. I urge the appeal court to be more objective and fair. Sarah says, it will not be a surprise when R. Kelly walks out free before Christmas and is able to share Christmas with the people he so loves and those that really love and care for him. R. Kelly needs some time with his fiancée and for them to also plan their wedding. The time R. Kelly has spent in jail, yet he is innocent, is in itself very unfair, so he should be released immediately as soon as the appeal is done away with. There should be nothing holding the appeal process, and it should start already so that R. Kelly can enjoy his freedom yet again. Samantha says, I am confident that R. Kelly shall be released in less than 12 months thanks to the appeal court. His legal team has prepared a very solid defense with some good arguments, and the appeal jury should not have a hard time reading between the lines to see that R. Kelly does not need to be in jail even a day longer. It is my prayer that our R&B king is released immediately so he can try to live his normal life again. It was surely unfair for prosecution to try and justify that R. Kelly run his enterprise, something visibly fictional. The appeal court should be easily convinced with R. Kelly's testimony and the numerous transcripts shared in the pre-sentencing submission. Please let us know in the comment section below, if and when you think R. Kelly's appeal will be won, and how fast we can expect him to be a free man. We treasure your honest opinion. Thank you for watching LFN News, a production of LFN Media, giving you another view of issues at hand. To get notified whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now and hit the notification icon. And remember to give us your comment on the subject matter below.